We all have our own challenges that make us uncomfortable, whether it's sending back food, being in a crowded room, public speaking, having that hard conversation with someone, or like getting called on when you didn't raise your hand. I hated that. It's not fun being pushed out of your comfort zone. I remember like when I was in high school or even just starting college, you couldn't pay me to step out of my comfort zone to make new friends or try new food. And I understand how tempting it can be to avoid these situations, but these are the moments where real growth happens. Like for me, I've always been anxious eating in front of like coworkers or acquaintances, people I just didn't know very well. And like I'm a super picky eater, okay? I'll take chicken nuggets all day long, every day of the week, if I could. So I always felt like I was judged for the food I ate, or like if I eat funny or whatever. And like I know it sounds silly now, and I'm still anxious about it sometimes, but it was a big deal back then. I'd often make excuses to eat alone, or I would rush through lunch just to avoid the discomfort, or I would just flat out not eat. I just skip it. But eventually, I realized that by avoiding these moments, I was only reinforcing my fears. So I decided to try something different. I started sitting with coworkers during lunch and engaging in conversations. And yeah, at first it was nerve-wracking. I felt awkward, I felt out of place, but I pushed through it. And over time, I realized that no one was paying attention to how I ate or what I ate. They were just happy that I joined them, That small shift in perspective made all the difference. And of course, over time, you'll face new and bigger challenges. Like at work, I would have to lead meetings, give presentations, and of course, have to be the chosen one to have those awkward, uncomfortable one-on-one conversations with employees. Like literally just yesterday, I had to give a written warning to an employee for like a repeated tardiness problem. And I was more frustrated than nervous to have the conversation because like I've only been here for 3 months and all the other team leaders and my bosses have made comments and seen them late, but I had to be the one to give the warning, this person that I don't know well and haven't worked a lot with. And my boss had to sit in on the conversation because it was like a final warning, but before we would have to take disciplinary action, which in this situation would be them like getting fired. So I was talking to the employee and I was like, dude, at the end of the day, we are cool here and I just care about you getting to work in one piece. I know the bed is super comfy this time of year. I totally get it. But if you wake up and think you might even be just a little late or you for sure are running late, just text me so I know and then we're cool. Like I work in the downtown city, so I said the last thing I want is you racing through downtown traffic trying to rush and get to work on time and get yourself hurt or worse, hurt somebody else. And it was actually pretty cool because the employee I was talking to admitted they had gotten comfortable sliding into work and not caring about being on time, and they said they would work on it. And there were no hard feelings, mission accomplished. And this conversation wasn't perfect by any means, but my boss wanted me to give the corporate type warning, but you can still say what you need to say without, scaring them and making them feel upset or bad about themselves. So I was proud of myself. Remember, if it was easy, everyone would do it. Think about something that you have tried to get into and stopped because you got too uncomfortable or intimidated with the process to continue going. I remember for me, it was eating a better diet. I had, finally gotten comfortable working out, but my diet was lacking, all right? So I didn't care. I would, start to follow a regimen for, 2 weeks or whatever. And then one night I would hang out with some friends and everything would fall apart after that. I remember in college, I would hang out with some classmates and try to put myself out there. And after one hangout, I would stop going even though I kept getting invited. I was too nervous to let new people get to know me. It was scary, even though I wanted to make friends. And yeah, after a couple weeks of constantly saying no to the invites, they stopped inviting me. I definitely shot myself in the foot big time on that one. But my point is, is that I've learned the hard way that discomfort is where growth happens. Every time I pushed myself into something uncomfortable and said that if it was easy, everyone would do it, I became a little stronger and a little more confident. And the best part is that confidence isn't just for you. When you show others that it's okay to face challenges, you inspire them to do the same. That's kind of why I make these videos, to inspire you, everyone watching these videos. My wish is that by making these videos, I can inspire someone to go out and do amazing things that I know I would never be capable of. So how do you get, comfortable with the uncomfortable? You just got to start small, man. Like, have you heard that saying, how do you eat an elephant? Just one bite at a time. Maybe it's for you, it's speaking up in a meeting or trying something new, like a new food. Saying yes to that invite with your coworkers one day after work, or, yes to that study session with your classmates that you've been wanting to go to, or asking your crush out. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And when bigger challenges come your way, you'll be ready. I always say that practice makes permanent because it's all about your mindset, so don't get discouraged. And the other part that nobody tells you is that it's totally okay to fail. Like, in fact, I love failing, okay? Because I'm learning a lesson that I didn't know I needed to learn. And I've had to learn a lot of lessons too, let me tell you. I'm not perfect, okay? I stumble, I fumble, I say the wrong thing, or maybe I didn't handle a situation as gracefully as I had wanted. But those experiences, all those, quote unquote failures, taught me more than any success ever could. They showed me what I'm capable of and how much I'm willing to grow. So just remember, the pain is temporary, but the growth is forever. So ask yourself, what's one uncomfortable thing you can tackle today? It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be something that pushes you a little beyond your comfort zone. Because every step you take, no matter how small, brings you one step closer to the person you want to be. Whatever it is, take that first step. You'll thank yourself later, and I know you can do it. I'm your biggest fan. I'm your cheerleader all the way, whether you know it or not. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be here. I hope there was at least one point that you could take away from this conversation. I just appreciate you listening, and let me know in the comments what one challenge you're currently trying to overcome. I would love to hear all of it, or if you want, you can join my Discord. It's super cool. It's a safe space. We can chat more in there. It's great. So I believe in you. You got this. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.